You ever get that just wired feeling? And I'm not talking about the feeling after too many cups of coffee. I'm talking about that feeling that no matter how hard you try, you just can't seem to unplug with the emails, the social media, surfing the web. Well, Randi Zuckerberg is an author, technology expert, and former marketing executive at Facebook. As a matter of fact, that might be how you recognize her name. She's the sister of CEO and co-founder of Facebook, Mark Zuckerberg, and we're happy to welcome Randi to Delmarva Life this afternoon. Thanks for joining us, Randi. It gets tough to untangle these days.
It is tough. Now, some of the statistics I uncovered in my book will shock you. 30% of women say they would rather give up having sex for a year than give up their phone for even a weekend. And 50% of us say we would rather go to prison than deactivate our social media accounts. So that is how wired we are.
Randi, you say our cell phones can be just as addictive as drugs.
Well, gosh, you're absolutely right. Addiction specialists actually say that you get a burst of dopamine in your brain when you get an email or text message, so that it does make it addictive in nature. So I think it's very important for us to start thinking about how do we mindfully unplug? How do we make sure we're carving out time every day to put that phone down, put the computer aside, and make sure we're just giving ourselves the space we need to be creative, to be with our family and friends.
Okay, all right, well, let's talk about the kids for just a minute. How important is it to get them involved with technology?
I think technology has some wonderful opportunities it presents for young children. On one hand, there's so many applications that involve creativity, learning, encourage love of music, of art, of interactive education. On the other hand, we have to make sure that we're not just using tablets or devices as a babysitter, that when we are giving technology to our children, we're doing it with a purpose.
So how early should we start with the kids?
Sometimes it's out of our control. I see children as early as 1 or 2 years old they already know how to swipe a phone, a tablet. They're very tech savvy. It's like they're speaking tech as a first language. So I think in some ways we should embrace that. These are the tools that are going to employ them later in life. They're going to help them with their careers, help them in school. We just have to make sure it doesn't go too overboard and they don't lose all of that normal childhood fun stuff too.
Okay, so we just heard from Karina about what we post online, and it's really true. Whatever we put on there about our kids, it's there forever.
That's absolutely right. I see a lot of parents overshare about their children, especially graphic things like potty training and photos, inappropriate photos of their children. And remember, as a parent, you'd never do anything to give your child a step back in life. You always want to put them in the best foot forward. So make sure that you're not the one who's putting those photos online that are going to haunt them years to come.
Okay, so what about relationships? What kind of impact does this have on them?
Social media is having a tremendous impact on relationships, again, both good and bad. The wonderful thing is that the long-distance relationship has never been easier than it is today. And there's all of these wonderful things to keep couples closer than ever before. What you have to really make sure, though, is that you're not spending so much of your relationship through a screen or broadcasting to other people that you're forgetting to actually be in a good relationship. So really important to be very, very mindful of that.
Randi, thank you so much. Before we let you go, is it true that you really think geek is going to be the new cool?
Oh gosh, I think geek is already the new cool. I think engineers are like rock stars, and my hope is that little girls think that geek is cool so that they'll go into tech.
Randi Zuckerberg, thank you so much for your time this afternoon. Some valuable information for you. Now, when it comes to incorporating technology into your everyday life, Randi also has a few other pointers for you. She says, think twice about shame posting someone. If you don't like something, talk privately first to give everyone time to think about what transpired and a chance to change their behavior. If you're going out for a night on the town, Randi says, it might be a good idea to have a designated poster. You'll have to clear any potential online post with this person before it makes its way to your social media. And finally, Randi says, it is okay to friend the boss. You just have to know how to use that online relationship to your advantage. For instance, make sure you utilize your privacy settings if you only want your boss to see certain posts. Well, you can read more about Randi, or for more information on her technology tips, go to delmarvalife.com and click on the Show tab. And still ahead on Delmarva Live, shoppers will soon fill stores across Delmarva with one thing on their minds: Black Friday deals. We're going to share some secrets to help you save. Now, maybe you're searching for that must-have toy this holiday. We're going to get an early look at what's probably on the kids' Christmas lists this year. All I would like to do is figure out where Brian is on Delmarva this afternoon. So, Brian, we are ready for our first clue.
Well, Jimmy, here is your first clue. Clue number 1. The town was supposed to be the county seat. Stick around, I'll have another clue, plus the reveal coming up.
Well, first, we've got a seat waiting for you in the Delmarva Live audience. We would love to have you here in historic Studio D. Book your seat by visiting delmarvalife.com and clicking on the Show tab. You'll find it on the right side of the page. There's a ticket tab under For Our Audience. Or you can just give us a call, 443-880-9116. Delmarva Live, we'll be right back.